glories. And Gurudev was saying that there are different kinds of plants. Some plants have only one leaf in the branch, sometimes many, many different leaves. Like the mango tree is very fragrant, he said. So this humming sound is very beautiful from the bumblebee sound. Krishna himself, he told Baladeva, look at the good fortune of the trees of Vrndavana. What are the trees of Vrndavana doing? What are they doing? They are giving everything to Krishna. Prana artha diya vacha. To teach the jivas, everyone. Krishna is saying, how did we get the human body? And after getting the human body, what should we do? He's saying, look at the trees. Look, they are giving their life. They're giving their words, their speech. They are giving. They are serving with everything they have. If we don't serve Bhagavan, our life is useless. Like diktam, like the mridanga sound. Diktam is like, fire on me. Your life is like, damn, your life is, fire on me. If you get the alas. If you get the human life and you don't do bhajan, your life is useless. You don't even know if you can get the human body again. Krishna told, hey, look, my brother, look at the good fortune of the trees of Vrindavan. Especially the fruits give us fruits. The trees give us fruits. They also give us oxygen. They give everything to serve us. So the trees serve in such a way, and they are so tolerant. No any other being is as tolerant as a tree. If someone takes an axe and cuts a sandalwood tree, even the sandalwood tree, even though being cut, will give good fragrance to the axe. You can see in our own life. Even giving their own life, the trees are doing well to others. Even when they're killed and sacrificed, they're doing good for others. So Krishna becomes very happy seeing the trees of Vrindavan. So Krishna sees the beauty of one forest and the other forest. The flowers, they blossom. It's so beautiful, this poetic language. Krishna is standing under the Kadamba tree. He's three fold, and in his mouth, lips, he has the flute. And his two hands, very beautiful, like a blue lotus. He's moving his fingers. Seeing this, the gopis feel jealous. Gopis say, flute, tell me your life history of your previous life. You were a male. How can you drink the nectar of Krishna's lotus lips? Really, you're drinking the nectar of his lotus lips, or just cheating us? Tá fazendo isso? Are you doing this to just joke with us, or to provoke us, to tease us? Are you just to show off to us? Or really you are drinking the nectar of his lips? But sometimes the gopis feel humble, because in prema, love is like this. Sometimes you feel humble, sometimes like jealous. Sometimes the gopis, they say humble, like with humility. Oh, flute, tell us your life history from previous life. How can you be in the lips of Krishna? What did you do? Which austerity you did? Sometimes the gopis ask. Very, with so much humility, they say, flute, which austerity you did? That you are always in the lips of Krishna. Saying this again, they say, how you are fortunate. When you are on the lips of Krishna, looks like that you are a king. Looks like that you're a king. A king is sitting on a throne, and on two sides of the king are beautiful, soft pillows. So the two lips of Krishna are like the two pillows. The two lips of Krishna, upper and lower, is like the pillow, and the flute like the king. Not only that, how Govinda is fanning you and serving you. So the eyelids of Krishna. The eyelids, Krishna is every second they're going up and down. So it would be like fanning the king. A fan. The king is the flute, right? It looks like Krishna is slowly fanning you. There's a way how to fan someone. Slowly, slowly, slowly. And when you become tired of flute, Krishna massages your feet. How he massages your feet? With his fingers. When Krishna plays the flute, gopis are thinking, oh, it looks like the flute is being massaged. Like Krishna is massaging the feet of the flute, like someone massaging the feet of a king. Sometimes in the realm of love is all these feelings. Sometimes jealousy, hatred. Sometimes they are feeling humility. All these opposite moods. Sometimes they criticize, sometimes they are happy, sometimes they are jealous. 20 kinds of bhava alankara that manifest in the prem there. So when Krishna places the flute on his lips, it's just like blue lotuses, and he releases the beautiful sound of the flute. Baldev Prabhu plays the horn and Krishna plays the flute. And all everyone together. They go some he sits somewhere with his friends and they start to imitate the sound of animals. I'll make the sound of a toad, like a frog. And then when Krishna performs the sound of the frog, frog sound. Quando Krishna faz o som de aí, so at the time, thousands of real frogs come next to Krishna. And then all the sakas become impressed. When Krishna makes the sound of peacock, all the hens, they come around Krishna and open their feathers and start dancing. So they think he's a peacock like me. Krishna is Bhagavan, of course. So he knows all the sounds of all the living beings because all come from him. He's God. God knows how to speak with dogs because he's God. He knows all the languages and all the sounds of all living beings. That's why God is called Sarva Bhasha Bid. Once I told a story that Ramacandra was in his kingdom judging in the court like a judge, and he told Lakshman, check if someone came outside that needs like decision, sentence, like judgment. Ram insisted and said, someone is outside, check. Lakshman said, no one, but Ram said that there's someone who needs a judgment, right? Like help for justice. And then Lakshman said, there's a dog outside. He wants justice. He came to ask for justice in your kingdom. The dog. So they called the dog in. Bhagavan Ramacandra told, hey dog, tell me. You came to the courtroom, so you have a petition, you have a problem, tell me. And the dog told him, the pujari of your temple, he kicked me. He must be punished. Then Rama called the pujari and told pujari, why did you kick him? Yes, why? So he said, oh no, I was going and the dog was sleeping in the middle of my way, so I was angry and I kicked him. Ramachandra said, if someone's sleeping, this is not the proper way to behave. This one, If someone's sleeping, you knock on the door, then the person will wake up. Will wake up or not? So that's why they write, do not disturb. No, don't knock the door. Don't disturb. He's an animal. It's not proper for you to beat him. The pujari said, okay, it's my fault. Forgive me. Ramacandra asked the dog, how do you want him to be punished? And then the pujari said, oh Prabhu, as a punishment, I want him to go to Kalinji Pradesh. There's a golden temple, Swarna Mandir. $1 million golden coins every day this temple gets as donation. At that time was golden coins. I want him to become the president of that temple. Why? Why that? Because before being a dog, I was the president of that temple also, the dog told. So much money would come, and then I started using the money for myself, for my own sense enjoyment. Yeah, and I also didn't keep any accounts. As a fruit of that, I was born as a dog. It's so painful to be born as an animal. Only those who are in that body, they know. Because if you have any disease, you can call a doctor, an ambulance with us, a human being. Anything happens, we can take care. But animals cannot do anything if they're feeling any disease or sickness. If a thorn is in our feet, we can remove with the other hand. But a dog, how can he remove the thorn from his feet? He suffers so much, so much. So whatever is for, if you use something that is for God in your own sense enjoyment, then you have to get body as an animal. Then you understand how it's painful to be born as an animal. I just wanted to tell the Ramachandra, speak the language of all the living entities. God knows all the languages. Come back to Vrndavana Katana. Krishna also speaks the language of all the living entities. Sarva Bhashabit. The description of the beautiful Vrindavan. Here Shukadev Goswami Pad is telling him, Maharaj Parikshit, hearing the sound of the flute in the heart of all the gopis, transcendental love appeared in their heart. Even though the love they have is eternal, still hearing the sound of the flute, they left what they were doing and they met her friends and started describing the Krishna's beauty and pastimes. Smarodaya means that transcendental love appeared in their hearts. Means the eagerness to see Krishna. The sound of the flute is so powerful. Hearing the sound of the flute, the gopis became like crazy, completely crazy. They couldn't keep themselves, control themselves. Smara means transcendental love or prema manifested. So they were so eager to meet with Krishna. They couldn't think about anything else. They couldn't see anything else. Wherever they would look, they would see Krishna. And then what to do? They couldn't get out of their houses, the gopis. Because before, when they were small, they used to meet with Krishna easily. Before they could easily play with Krishna. But now they are older, so their family members told you cannot more play with him anymore. So since they were kids, they were playing with Krishna. So they had so much love for him, but suddenly now they're separated from Krishna because they grew up and they couldn't play anymore together because Krishna's a boy, they're a girl. So they started feeling so much eagerness to meet with him again. Even though their love is eternal, still even though their love is eternal, the more you're separated from something, more you're eager to attain that. Suppose for many days, you will have enjoyed that thing or using that thing, and suddenly you lost that thing. For example, golden necklace. Example. So you wear this necklace all the time, golden necklace. Then you keep it in your chest. When there was a special festival, you do wear your necklace. For example, the Queen of England, she has that Kohinoor money, that special jewel. She doesn't wear it every day. She uses it sometimes special occasions. And then suddenly, imagine you lose your special necklace, golden necklace. You don't know where it went. All the time you'll be thinking, where's my necklace? Where's my necklace? Even when you're eating, sleeping, you think, where's my necklace? Even in your dream, you think about where's your necklace. Because the more far something is, the farther something is, the more eager you'll be to attain that thing. So since kids Gopi were playing with Krishna, Gopis were playing. But now their parents and their family members, everyone said, no, now you grow up. You cannot play with him together anymore. You have to be separate. But the Gopis, they know anything else besides Krishna. Krishna is everything for them. Their mind, body, everything is in Krishna. Why? His name is Govinda. Govinda means he gives happiness to all the senses. They cannot say anything besides Govinda. Go means also gopi, gopis, cows. We forgot Krishna. That's why I'm feeling happiness in other things in this world. But if once you establish connection with Krishna, you won't like anything else in this world. So gopis and Krishna have eternal relationship. So in their hearts, they have so much eagerness to meet with Krishna. Two symptoms of anuraga. One is parasparana snehanubandhanam. You're completely bound to each other by the love and affection. And second, darshana yadiptata. So two things you have to remember. Two things in anuraga, the deep attachment. One, parasparana snehanubandhanam, bound to each other towards because of the love and affection. If you're separated from your beloved, you'll give up your body. You cannot survive without each other. This is the first symptom of anurag. In the anurag stage, deep attachment stage like this. You cannot separate anymore. And if by some reason you're separated, you cannot survive. Won't be able to survive. Not survive without that person. Completely bound by the love and affection. Second symptom, always unsatisfied to see Krishna because you always want more, more, more. What to speak of us? Even Krishna himself said, when I see my reflection, my shadow, my reflection in a jewels to the pillar, Krishna became mesmerized also. Wow, I'm so beautiful, I'm so handsome. Just like Radharani wants to embrace Krishna, becomes crazy. Krishna wants also to embrace himself when he saw his own reflection in the pillar. Another incarnation of Krishna in Mathura called Vasudev. In Mathura there is Vasudev, Sankarsana, Pradyumna and Aniruddha. Chaturvyuha expansion. Chaitanya Charitamrita explains how Vasudeva Krishna become mesmerized, seeing the beauty of Rajendranandan and Krishna. Krishna himself becomes mesmerized in his own form. What is the form of Krishna? We cannot explain in words. We can't explain in words. His form is so beautiful. When Krishna goes grazing the cows in Vrndavana, he's holding his friends, joking with them, especially with his sidelong glances. He's capturing the heart of all the living entities, stealing their hearts. That's why his name is Krishna. He's attracting everyone. The verbal root Krishna means to attract. He's attracting everyone and delivering them from the material world and giving prema. He's so attractive. It's impossible to explain in words. Srimati Radha herself says, "Oh, my friend, when I heard the name of Shyam, I couldn't keep myself just by hearing his name. The potency in his name is so big." Radharani told. The sound entering my like a hook, a hook to capture a fish. How do you call it? Fishing hook. So you put some food, like you put a bait in the hook, and then you put in the water, and then the fish comes and eats sticky food, but then he's caught. Krishna's beauty is so he's so beautiful. He's all like crooked in three ways. If you put like a finger straight, like a nail, like hanging frames and stuff. So if it's straight, you can easily remove. But if the nail is like crooked inside the wall, you cannot remove it. So Krishna is also like crooked, tribanga, three bent. So if he goes inside someone, how can he come out? Vrndavana say, "Hey Krishna, you're so crooked." His sidelong glance is crooked. His Jamuna is crooked. But it's so sweet. Balabhacharya wrote this song so beautiful. He's crooked but very sweet. Likes honey. If once he goes in your heart, he cannot come out. His name is so sweet like honey, Srimati Radha says in the song. Just like honey. If you take honey, what happens? Your body will have heat. Your body will have heat and you become dizzy if you take honey. If you drink too much honey or lick too much honey, you become with heat in your body and you become dizzy. The bumblebee took a lot of honey, right? And that's why the bumblebee's head is also like moving, like spinning. If you whatever food you eat, you have that same mentality, depending on what you eat. If you eat food from materialist, you become contaminated. But if you eat food from devotees, you become pure. So what did I say? Do you understand? By drinking honey, why do you become intoxicated? Because the person who collects the honey is also intoxicated. The gopis explain like this. Coming back to the katha, so here describing about the gopis feeling purvaraga. In the Ujjanilamani Shringar Bed Prakaran explains what is purvaraga. When the lover and beloved become very eager to see each other, and they hear the glorification of each other, and so many different moods come in their heart. This is defined as purvaraga. So much eagerness. You heard each other's glories. You haven't seen that person, but you heard that person's glories. And then you hear this person's glories, and you feel the desire in your heart. How is that person? I want to see the person. Prema manifests in three ways: darshan jata prem, shravan jata prem, and saha jata prem. Three ways of prema manifesting according to the scriptures. First, darshan jata means when you see the person, then prema manifests. Example is kubja. She hadn't seen Krishna before. When Krishna entered after killing Kamsa, before when he entered Mathura, when he came into Mathura first time with Baladev. When Krishna entered Mathura with Baladev Prabhu, Kubja saw Krishna and she had prem for him. When she saw him, she developed the prem. So this is called darshan jata. Rukmini actually was going to marry Shishupal. But on that night, what happened? Narada Rishi came and started glorifying Krishna. And then in that middle of the night, she developed this prem and she then she wrote a letter through a Brahman to Krishna to save her. She heard about Krishna and she developed prem. This is called Shravan Jata Prem. You hear about someone and you're eager to know who is that person. But the love that the gopis have for Krishna is Saha Jata Prem, means spontaneous. It's from birth, inherent, innate. Gopis and Krishna, they are the Swarupa Shakti of Krishna. They are the personification of the internal potency of Krishna. They are not ordinary. Srimati Radhika is the embodiment of Mahabharata. They have eternal relationship with Krishna as being the potency and the possessor of the potency. Where is Krishna? There is Radha. Where there is Radha, there is Krishna. Wherever Radha is there, Krishna is there. Srimati Radhika is everywhere. Krishna is everywhere. Love of the gopis is inherent and spontaneous. It's called Sahaja Prem. The love of the gopis is spontaneous. The example is given. In the fire, the potency to burn is there present, the heat of the fire. It doesn't come from outside, it's inside the fire. Just like the coolness of the ice is also inside the ice. So in the same way, the love between Krishna and gopis is sahajata siddha, spontaneous, inherent, innate. They have spontaneous love for Krishna since their birth. It's natural, it's not mixed with anything. Since Krishna was there, the gopis were there, and vice versa. What is purvaraga? Because their deep attachment is so deep. The hero and the heroine, they are so eager to meet with each other. This is purvaraga. Just understand this. So I just told many ways of prema being manifested. First I told Nayan Milan means eyes contact, thinking after. Then you become so anxious thinking about your beloved, you cannot sleep, you become sick. These are symptoms of prema. You become, you can, you, in the spiritual world, there's no death, only faint. You faint in the last stage of prema. You faint. So there are symptoms of prema in purvaraga. So the four kinds of separation: maan, purvaraga, maan, pravasa, and prema-vaicittya. Four stages of separation. So in the Veda Gita describes the purvaraga of the gopis. So here it's saying the material hero and the transcendental hero is being compared according to the Rasa Shastra. So in this world we see that male become eager and describing the moods and eager to meet the heroine. But in this transcendental world is opposite. This is actually something, this is not material conceptions, it's actually transcendental conception. Those who study the Rasa Shastra, they can understand. Not everyone can understand. Otherwise, a material mode will come. Women generally they are shy, so they'll not describe their feelings. But in the transcendental world, it's the opposite. Krishna almost never feels maan, angry mood. Yesterday they showed that Krishna had maan in the drama, in the play. But it's very less, very rare. Generally gopis have maan. And then Krishna does effort so much effort to pacify the maan of Srimati Radha. He must do the impossible to pacify her maan. When Radharani is in maan, Krishna suffers so much to pacify her maan. When Shrimati is in maan, she closes the door of the kunja. Then Krishna, the Supreme God, so Krishna God himself comes and rubs his nose in the floor in front of the kunja trying to get in. We never hear the opposite, that Srimati Radha is when Srimati Radha is in maan with her sidelong glances, Krishna faints. The flute falls from Krishna's hands, and generally Krishna never leaves his flute. But by the sidelong glance of Radha when she's in maan, the flute falls, and he doesn't even realize the flute fell because his hand is shaking. So the yellow cloth are garments of Krishna. Falls also, he doesn't even realize it has fallen. By the sidelong glance, it's like an arrow. Her sidelong glance is like an arrow. That pierces Krishna's heart. In the war of Mahabharata, when Bhishma Pitamaha started shooting powerful arrows, Arjuna couldn't tolerate that the Bhishma had promised that I will defeat Arjuna today. That's why Bhishma Pitamaha started shooting so many arrows. Very powerful weapons. Powerful weapons that Arjuna couldn't tolerate, couldn't endure the arrows. Then Bhagavan also had promised that his devotee will never perish. But today looks like Arjuna was gonna lose, be defeated. But Arjuna was very dear to Krishna. Bhishma started shooting arrows so powerful, so strong, one after another. Seeing this Krishna, what to do? Krishna was the charioteer. He was taking the chariot, conducting. Krishna so expertly started taking the chariot So he moved the chariot in such a way that the chariot went up, and then the arrow pierced Krishna, not Arjun, you know, and then started bleeding Krishna's chest. Just like if you take a needle and start making many perforations in your body, small, small drops of blood. So the chest of Krishna was like this, full of blood. And then Bhishma started praising Krishna in the middle of the battlefield. This is in the Bhagavatam. Bhishma was actually very happy, and he said, Bhishma was, wow, this is not blood drops. This is not drops of blood. This is actually the kumkum from the breast of the gopis. So Krishna, he's God, and in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he showed his prowess. He showed his power, not how he's powerful and strong. But the same Krishna, he came to the Kunja of Radharani and is asking for her to put her feet on his head. Prabhupada Saraswati sing this. The flute of Krishna falls from his hand. Prabhupada Saraswati says. Even the peacock feather also, and the crown falls also from his head. Just by the sidelong glance of Shrimati Radhika. And in the end, Krishna faints. That same chest that has endured such terrible arrows of Bhishma Pitamaha, now only by the arrow of the sidelong glance of Radharani, this is what happened to him. Krishna couldn't endure that. How you say Krishna couldn't stand that, and he fainted. Do you understand? Other people cannot understand this katha. Only those who can understand are those who have prem in their hearts, or who has knowledge of prem. So, for example, those who have love, they understand the language of love. And those who are birds, they understand the language of birds. It's a saying, it's a proverb. Have you seen the ants speaking to each other? If they find a sugar, they smell, they will not eat. First they'll tell the other ants, and then they'll bring all the ants together, they'll call everyone, and then they eat, and then they go away together. Sometimes there's no place for the ants to get to the sugar, so the ant goes on top, thinking of if there's a sugar piece, sugar grain or something. You can see one ant will come, smell, and then go away. And after all thousands of other, she'll tell everyone, and then the ant will come back with thousands of other ants. If we see something nice, we want to eat ourselves before calling anyone to eat. But the ants call the other ants before to eat everyone together. So in the war of Kurukshetra, Bhishma Pitamaha very quickly and powerful arrows. But the same Krishna which was so powerful to take these arrows in Kurukshetra war, in the Kunj of Radharani, just by the sidelong glance arrow, means the arrow of her sidelong glance, Krishna faints completely. This is Prem. Where there's Prem is like this. Only those who love know the language of love. Other people don't know, don't understand. If Prema is not in your heart, you cannot understand. Even if you speak 1,000 times, you cannot understand. Why the gopis are so eager to meet with Krishna? Because they have the relationship with him since birth. If once you have someone again, you never separate from him, I told. If once you're united with Krishna. So the hero and heroine in this material world, their meeting is actually taking to the hell, taking someone to hell. But in the spiritual world, is actually this meeting is the topmost thing of and worthy of glorification. Because Krishna is the only hero. Gopis think about whom? Only Govinda. Wherever they look, they only see Krishna. In the Gautamiya Tantra is explained. Devi Krishna This verse is so beautiful. Que linda, so beautiful. Srimati Radhika herself said, Hey Deva, Hey Krishna, you are playing in the heart of all the living entities. This is the meaning of Dev. You are dear to everyone. You are the friend of all the living entities. You give happiness to the eyes of all the living entities. Can someone live without Govinda? Can someone live without him? We only live with because of Govinda. We cannot live without Govinda. Shamatrath in separation mood is thinking, will I be able to see you again? Because I feel so much happiness in seeing Govinda. You cannot compare the happiness of all the limited and billions of universes in one side, but even to the effulgence of the toenails of Krishna. The bliss present in that is more than the bliss of all the billions of universe together. Effulgence of Krishna's toenails. The fragrance of Krishna, what happened? The four Kumaras, they left the bliss of Brahma just to run behind the fragrance of God. So much happiness in the pastimes of Krishna. What can I speak about the fragrance of the meeting between Krishna and gopis? There's no word to say. You cannot explain in words. When Bhagavan himself gives mercy and manifests in your heart, then you can understand. 1,000 efforts will not take anywhere. We like to speak and like to hear. That's why we're speaking. Just like a parrot. They're like parrots singing Ram Ram Krishna Krishna. Like a parrot is repeating the name of Krishna, but when the cat attacks him, the parrot forgets everything. He's like, "Tarr, tarr." So if once you see Govinda, that's it. Govinda is eager to see whom? Radharani. So Radharani's form is even more beautiful than Krishna's. Krishna himself said, everyone is eager to see my form. In Banki Bihari temple, they open and close the curtains very quick. 1,000 people come just to see Krishna there. If you go to Vrndavana, you'll have the darshan of Banki Bihari, full of people. It's a crowd of people to see Govinda. So Banki Bihari says, but when I see Radharani, I'm becoming amazed, astonished. So who has the best form? Radharani, most superior. Krishna himself said, everyone becomes crazy by the fragrance of my body, but I become crazy feeling the perfume of Radharani's body, the fragrance of her body. Prabodhananda Saraswati explains. When Shrimati Radha gives him maan, And she leaves the Radha Koda and goes to the other side, and she's standing there. And Krishna comes to the other side. I mean, Radharani goes to the other side, and Krishna is there. She's in maan. She leaves Krishna. Krishna is there, and he feels the breeze bringing the air, the perfume of Shrimati Radhika's clothes. Hey, air, you're very fortunate because you're able to bring me the perfume of Shrimati Radhika's garments, because her garments have her fragrance. Another point is that the wind is like playing with Shrimati Radhika's garment. Krishna says what? When she's angry, I cannot even come close to her. What to speak of touching her? But oh, wind, you are so fortunate. Shrimati Radhika is in man, and you are playing with her garments. So whenever Shrimati Radhika is in man, in whatever direction she is, I do my pranams to the direction she's standing at when she's in man. Vrndavana Saraswati says. So in the fourth chapter, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains this. Krishna becomes so impressed. What is the quality that Radharani has that also makes me crazy, like mesmerized? Everyone is crazy about me, mad about me, but something Radharani has something that makes me mad about her. When Krishna comes out of his house to graze the cows, he comes to graze the cows actually because of the love of Radharani. Prema makes someone crazy. No, now don't have prem because prem makes people crazy. Shukadeva Goswami said, Maharaj Parikshit, listen to me. Go Dvijadrima. All the animals, the birds and the trees become enchanted by the sound of the flute. Not only the gopis. You can say gopis are innocent, they are village girls, they are women, they are sentimental. Only they become crazy by the sound of the flute. It's not only that. Look at the state of the cows. Cows when they hear the sound of the flutes. The cows of Vrndavana. They eat grass. But then Krishna starts playing the flute. Have grass outside the mouth, have inside the mouth. The cows, just like if you see a picture, if you see, for example, a picture, a cow will be like petrified, like not moving, right? Because the beautiful form of Krishna and his sound of the flute are so mesmerizing. the cow stop moving and stop even chewing the grass. What happens to the cows when they hear the sound of the flute? Their heart melts. Their heart melts, and they start having tears with each drop of tear. They are like pearls. Each drop of tear is like a pearl falling from the cow's eyes when they hear the sound of the flute. And they become stunned. They don't move. And they are drinking this nectar of Krishna's flute with their ears, raised ears. They don't put the ears down, the ears go up the cow, because otherwise the nectar will fall. Gopis say, what to speak about? Okay, leave the cows. Even the calves, only 1-2 days old calves, 1-2 days old. They were drinking the other from their moms, like milk from the other of the mom cow. And hearing the sound of the flute, the calves stopped drinking, and the milk was just flowing from the other of the cow, and the drops were also falling from their mouths, hearing the sound of the flute. Even with thousand verses, would not be enough to describe the beauty of Krishna and his sound of his flute. One Saki is telling to another Saki, look at this, what happens to Vrndavana when Krishna goes graze the cows. Then the footprints of Krishna are everywhere on the floor, on the dust of the ground, full of symbols, his lotus feet. When Narayana takes rest, Lakshmi Devi massages his feet. So he is Krishna, Vishnu himself. According to Tata Vichar is same, Krishna and Vishnu. So when Krishna is going in Vrindavan, walking, roaming on the path of Vrindavan, all his footprints are on the dust of Vrindavan. Seeing this, Brahma and great demigods, they do arati with flowers. They do abhishek. So they're offering prayers when Krishna walks. They're behind offering prayers to the footprints of Krishna. Brahma, Shiva, and then Uddhava came to Vrindavan. He saw the footprints of Krishna. Some beautiful footprints. Akrur also. Especially Akrur in Nandagaon, he saw the footprints of Krishna, started performing many prayers. So beautiful footprints of Krishna. Always on the footage, hearing the sound of Krishna's flute, peacock and peahen came from the up of Giriraj, opened their feathers, and started dancing. Everyone started feeling sattvic bhav, 8 symptoms of ecstasy like changing color, trembling, sweat. Even the rivers, look at the rivers. Hearing the sound of the flute. Look at the stage of the rivers. From up to down, the water is coming, but the water is not continuing the flow. There is a whirlpool. The river doesn't want to leave Vrndavana, doesn't want to leave. The water doesn't want to continue flowing. So the river doesn't want to leave Govinda, so it stays still. And the water doesn't go ahead, so there's a whirlpool. The water starts to grow up, the tide of the water. Because actually the water wants to see the feet of Krishna. And then the river, with the whirlpool, takes one lotus flower, and the river offers lotus flower to the feet of Krishna as a gift. You shouldn't see Krishna empty-handed. You should bring something to him. So beautiful this mood. He doesn't have anything to give to Krishna, so let's give lotus flowers. Let's offer these lotus flowers to Krishna. Brahma and also demigods, they can never attain this. Great yogis meditate about the Krishna's feet. Now, this lotus feet of Krishna, what did the gopis do? Put on their chest in the Rasa Lila. In the Rasa Lila, the gopis. I cannot even speak with words what gopis do with Krishna's lotus feet in the Rasa Lila. This bhav is so beautiful. This will come doing bhajana slowly. By associating with Rasik Vaishnavas, staying in Vrndavana, and having strong one-pointed loyalty to Srimati Radhika. Otherwise, these bhavs won't come. Falar uma coisa, falar uma coisa, mas teu base de verdade é outra. Porque você come, você vai rotar aqui. Whatever you eat, you're gonna burp that that you're gonna burp that same food, you know. So one thing is to speak about the bhava, and thing is really have it. Whatever you eat, the burp will come. If you eat karela, you're gonna burp karela. If you eat in the night time, karela and yogurt, like you shouldn't eat karela and yogurt in the night. Yogurt and karela you shouldn't eat in the night time. Not proper. So in the night time, should never never eat yogurt nor karela. Otherwise, the pitta will increase in the night. Pitta already increases in the night. And if you eat karela and yogurt in the night, you should know that you're gonna die soon. If you want to die, continue eating. Pitta barda. The pitta increases because the pitta increases. Fire. Pitta is the fire will increase if you eat karela and yogurt. So don't eat at night time. Pitta and karela and yogurt. So whatever you're doing in the practicing moment, it will be the same thing of perfection moment. It's just a matter of being ripened and unripened stage. Like whatever you're doing will be the same. Perfection just is a matter of being ripened, getting ripe, like ripened, mature and immature. When the sadhaka goes to the higher stages, does until bhav, and then the bhav becomes mature. Then you can realize. Now we are still green, like a green fruit. It's not ripened yet. You know. You have to cook very nicely the taro, that yam, yam. Otherwise, it can give you some itchiness in your throat. If you don't cook nicely, it should be really cooked. If you don't completely cook the yam roots and you eat a little bit uncooked, so in the stage of sadhana, if you don't think about all this, if you don't hear all this, how can you get the perfection? So there's no prohibition hearing. In the stage of sadhana, you have to hear. You must hear. You should continuously hear, continuously hear. Anushruniyat means constantly. Uninterrupted. Who is prohibiting? Who is forbidding? Shastra prohibits you to imitate, but not to hear. Okay, some people say I cannot hear high class Harikatha. Oh yeah, so you want me to speak about the hell? Okay, so you want me to tell about the hell? I'll speak about how the terrible hells. Or you go to hell. What are you gonna hear? There's also a description of the hell in the Bhagavatam. You must hear about this Krishna's high class pastimes. How to hear? With faith, Shraddha. You must have the faith that this will be beneficial for me. This kata will be beneficial. You must have this faith, this high class Harikatha. Then you get the benefit. I'm not telling you to have a blind faith. Oh. But whatever says in the scriptures, you must have faith in that. The faith in the words of the Guru. The other day I told about Shabari. She had so much faith in the words of her Guru, Matanga Rishi. Matanga said, Shabari, stay here, and one day God Himself will come here, Ramacandra. The other Brahmanas will go, went away from the ashram, but she stayed with so much faith. So she didn't have to go to Ramacandra. Ramacandra himself came to her ashram. Why? Ramachandra came only to fulfill the words of Matangarishi. Because when a pure devotee speaks anything, God Himself is bound to fulfill that word. In the Gita, God said to Arjuna, you have to promise my devotee will never perish. Because if I promise, maybe I'll break my promise. But if you promise, Arjuna, I'll never break. Because I always keep the promise of my devotee. So we are searching God, but God came for Sabari. Dhruva went to the forest to look for God, right? But Shabari didn't go anywhere. Shabari, she had faith in the words of her guru, and she stayed in the ashram. And Ramachandra, to fulfill the words of the promise of Matangarishi, Ramachandra came. What was the reason Ramachandra had to come? After Sita was kidnapped, Ram came to her ashram. And she had so much faith. When Rama will come, she didn't know. So every day she would put the petals like a carpet and decorate. So every day she would prepare the fruits for him to eat, very sweet. She didn't know when he would come. Did Prahlad know that Nrsimhadeva would manifest? When? He didn't know. You tell me. Prahlad Maharaj told. Oh, Ramachandra is in the pillar. Hiranyakashipu said, you tell about Vishnu. Vishnu, where is Vishnu? He's everywhere. Is he in this pillar? Nrsimhadeva appeared to fulfill the words of Prahlad, because Prahlad said, God is in this pillar. So the guru of Shambari told, one day Rama will come here. But she didn't know when. She thought maybe Rama will be hungry. How can I feed him? So every day she would prepare everything. She would prepare the sweet fruits for him. So people would make fun of her. Other sages would make fun of her. Why are you doing this? And she's like, faith in the words of my guru. My guru said Ram will come. So this is bhakti, having faith in the words of your guru. If you do a lot of practices, if you don't have faith in your guru, everything is useless. You can read in the Ramayana. There's so many beautiful teachings about 9 names of bhakti in this story. Time is up. It's already 2 p.m. So here, the sound of the flutes, Krishna's gopis start to glorify Krishna's form in this verse. Varhapiram Natavarvat. So if you eat ginger, you start burping ginger. So the gopis, they don't know anything else besides Govinda. So of course they only speak about him. If you go to Radharani or the gopis, they will only speak about Krishna. No one else. They only speak about Krishna, the gopis. Sometimes directly, sometimes indirectly. This Bab is so beautiful. What can I tell you? The gopis were home. They were not with Krishna. They were describing Krishna by looking at him with the eyes of Bhav. This Bhav that was hidden in their hearts manifested even more after hearing the sound of the flute. It's like a fire that's in a wood that's covered by that thin ashes. And then the fire disappears for a while, but then the wind comes, blows, and that ash go away, and then again the fire burns. So you can see the symptoms of the 5 stages of Mahabhav, Dipta, Sudipta, Jalita. It's hard to understand, but it's not my language. Dumait, Jalit, Dipta, Udipta, and Sudipta. When Mahabhava comes, 6 symptoms come. 6 symptoms. 6 symptoms of Mahabhav. You forget yourself. Atma Vismaran. Am I the enjoyer or am I the enjoyee? When prema comes, before the eyelids are shut, before the first eyelids, prema comes. For example, to get married to someone, there's a guy, some people that is like matching the couple, you know? Gopis say we don't need any mediator, right? To love Krishna. Before there was people matching couples and helping in the wedding of people, like to match people, but nowadays Facebook helps you, right? And marriage.com. Lust looks like love, but it's actually not. Lust is like darkness, and love is like shining sun. When we hear, we start applying applying this in our own lives. But actually, not. This is transcendental, not the nonsense, stupid nonsense things that we do, but we hear and start to apply. So gopis are describing the beautiful form of Krishna. Why Vrindavan is so glorious? Listen, why do we go to Vrindavan? Because this is the best place of the gopis and Krishna. Because there's an eternal ras, eternal pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Even now, if you go to Nidhuvan, you also will hear. The pujari will tell you. Every day. Even the monkeys cannot be there during the night. Many scientists try to check if it's true or not. They put cameras and everything. Let's see. This is true. All the monkeys after 10, all the monkeys they go. Only in that area. No monkeys during the night. If someone stays there, in the next day he shows up crazy or dead. Until nowadays. because there is Nitya Rasa, eternal Rasalila happening. Vrndavana is not an ordinary place where Jamuna Devi is flowing, performing the sound kal kal kal. The trees are not ordinary as well. The witness are the trees. The trees are witnesses. Even now, if you go to Sevakunja, Nidhuvan, and Vrindavan, Mansarovar, you can see the trees. They used to go to Mansarovar and he would do pranam on the floor and rolling on the ground. I've seen this with my own eyes. So Radharani filled the lake with maan when she came after the Raslila. In the Raslila, she took the Man Gali, this street, there are like 4 streets behind around Rup Sanatan, and she went straight there to the lake and filled that lake with tears. Even Mayavadi people come there, every kind of people come there. So there are amazing trees, and you can see the trees. They are all like laying down. The trees are all like crooked, laying down. And Shalnaran Maharaj used to roll in front of them and do pranam. So seeing the cry of Radharani, even the trees started crying. There in Mansarovar, a place in Vrindavan. Big, big trees, but they are like laying down. They are lying. So Gurudev used to go in that konja, and Gurudev used to remove his upper cloth, and he would do Dandavat Pranam, crying also. In Vrindavan, there are so many great saints that are doing strong bhajan and only speaking Radhe Radhe. They don't speak anything else. Like generally, when you answer the phone, you say hello, but in Vrindavan, no one even says hello on the phone. They only say Radhe Radhe. Here we answer the phone with hello, but actually, what? Hello? Hell? No. In Vrindavan, they say Radhe Radhe. Even the monkeys in Vrindavan, they are singing Radhe Radhe. Even the scholars, everyone in Vrindavan is singing Radhe Radhe. Where to go if not Vrindavan? I don't want to leave Vrindavan. Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave a concession. Maybe not physically you can stay in Vrindavan, maybe stay in Australia, but in your mind glorify Radharani and think about Vrindavan. Think about Radharani. You don't know when you're gonna die. You just wanna be born in Vrindavan again and again and have and be the servant of Radharani. Just like a snake sheds its skin and comes out in the same way. When you're gonna give up the body and attain the Vrndavana Dham, you don't even know. Just continue chanting Radhe Radhe. Brahma and great demigods are still praying, but they couldn't attain this. In 1 second, you can become a servant of Radharani. Just think you're her servant and surrender Atma Samarpan. In 1 second, you can become her servant. What else should we do? What else can we do? So the devotee asked Gurudev to come twice. Gurudev said, but then you won't come because too much injection for you. You can sing this kirtan in different melodies. There are different melodies, not only one. Jashamati Nandana, but chanting this tune. Gurudev is teaching her how to chant.